You're a child of God. You are loved beyond measure. You are made on purpose in the image of a divine, loving, merciful, beneficent Creator. And you should treat and respect yourself as such. When you treat and respect yourself as such, you tell others how to treat you. Right? That doesn't mean that people aren't going to still trespass against you. But what it does mean is that when they do, you need to speak out against it. You need to stand up for yourself. Okay? It does most likely mean that it will happen less often, because we do tell people get a clue about what they can get away with by how we treat ourselves. Okay? But if you have self-respect, you have self-love, you will not let people tread on you. Okay? And you will understand that if they're treading on you, they don't have a problem treading on other people either. And you don't want your brothers and sisters to be tread upon, so you need to stop it. We have to use our discernment about the best way to go about doing that. But always you have to call it out. Do you call it out one-on-one in private, or do you call it out on the world stage, on a microphone? Okay? Well, if it's an institution, if it's a person of power who is inflicting the abuse, that's when you speak out loud where others can hear, because others are potentially in danger. And you don't want to be complicit in their abuse by remaining silent. Now, if it's a personal, just a friend or a family member, and it's not impacting other people necessarily, maybe you handle it differently. This is where discernment comes in. But there will be people, abusers, victimizers, who will say to you, you sound like a victim. There will also be people who have been victimized, who are scared to look at what has happened to them and have not yet addressed what has happened to them. They haven't looked at their own trauma, who might also try to silence you because it stirs up uncomfortable feelings for them. This happens all the time. Okay? But we live in a world where there is a lot of victimization happening. There are a lot of predators in places of power that are victimizing people, which means there are actually a lot of victims in the world. But being a victim of a thing is not the same thing as identifying as a victim in your personality. And the quickest way to begin to identify with your victimhood is actually to remain silent, to let people tread on you, to turn it inward, to become bitter. Right? No. Speak your truth. Know that you are worthy of love and respect. Which means you have to love and respect yourself, and you have to love and respect others, and part of that is speaking the truth and standing your ground. Don't let anyone bully you into submission or silence. If someone is trying to do that, that's not your friend. That's not your friend at all. I know the price that a person sometimes has to pay for standing up and speaking the truth. In my own community, I've spoken out against predatory people in positions of power. And I watched as a lot of people turned their backs on me and walked away from me. Because looking at the truth would be inconvenient for them. Or perhaps they're also abusers, or perhaps they have been abused and they don't want to look at it. It's too triggering for them. There is a price to be paid for speaking the truth, but it's worth it. It's well worth the price, because really what happens is you see people's hearts, and you will be left surrounded by the real warriors of light, the real truth seekers, those with a compassionate heart, lovers of truth. So do yourself and everyone else a favor. Stand tall. Be not proud, but confident in knowing that you are loved. You are a child of God, and you deserve respect. We all do.